Okay.
That was, to me, the breakthrough.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, it's been a while. But with Sundance and the Oscars behind us, we're back now in 2020. But with that, this week, we have Ava DuVernay's latest loving offering on OWN, the February 11th premiering relationship anthology, Cherish Today, the return of Netflix bloody and white powder-filled Narcos Mexico, Apple TV Plus's Wanda Sykes-produced star-studded filled Visible, and a gender flip with the latest adaptation of Nick Hornby's High Fidelity. So, which one will be the one you fall in love with as the show that you have to watch this week?
So we started with the original. Well, that was just to cleanse your palate. So now you have your choice. Oreo, strawberry. Oh, your choice says a lot about you.
Oh, okay, I see. So this is some kind of trick, some kind of test.
No, just pick the one you want.
No, you just said it says a lot about me.
It does, but there's no right answer.
There is a lot of love and a lot to love about Cherish Today, which dropped its day in the life of a relationship in motion season opener on the Oprah Winfrey Network earlier this week. Standing off the, let's say, the side sometimes from her Emmy and Oscar nominated work with the likes of When They See Us and the documentary 13th, DuVernay has been digging deep into the different angles on Black America with the likes of, say, Queen Sugar for 4 seasons, and now the kind of opposites attract and more Josha Rockmore, Alano Miller, and the legendary Cicely Tyson-led first season of Cherish the Day is making a play of its own for your heart and soul. Now, I'll be honest, add some Sade, whose 1992 tune provides the show with its title, to anything, and you have me at the table already. However, as much as these 8 episodes look at a love affair over 5 years, with each show centering on one day, hooked me in, it just wasn't playing fair. Both the Mindy Project vet Rockmore and Underground alum Miller put in fine turns as an LA couple trying to find their true groove. But the fact is, all is not equivalent here, no matter the complications of the heart and Rockmore's wonderfully named Gently James. She just leaves Miller's uptight, but not that uptight, Stanford-educated character holding the bag, thematically, as the two hearts start to beat as one, to throw in some classic U2 here.
What's wrong with me? Why am I doomed to be left? Why am I doomed to be rejected? Seriously. So I'm gonna ask them.
My desert island, all-time, top 5 most memorable heartbreaks.
You're really gonna talk to all of them?
Yeah.
Sticking with music and romance for a sec brings us to Hulu's new version of High Fidelity. This take on Nick Hornby's 1995 novel of the search for love and the perfect soundtrack, so to speak, flips genders to star Zoe Kravitz as a Brooklyn biracial and bisexual record store owner determined to travel down the lane of lost loves in search of, well, that's kind of the filler track. The tone is set and the premise established, but with the exception of one particular episode that tracks more to co-star David H. Holmes, I just couldn't buy into the stakes, coming off a setup that excelled in seemingly perfect people searching for their own imperfections a little too perfectly, as many a band have lifted inspiration from having, say, a great record collection, trying way too hard here also to be Fleabag without being Fleabag, if you know what I mean.
I told the executive producers I wanted to come out. It became bigger than any of us ever anticipated.
This was the coming out moment for the movement on national television. This was the time they first saw us.
Something about being on television makes people see you as part of our culture.
Now let's put all our Guns N' Roses on the table now and admit that the Talking Head docuseries has been almost CNN to death, and would seem to be a real turnoff for Apple TV's 5-part Janet Mook, Margaret Cho, Asia Kate Dillon, Neil Patrick Harris, and Lena Waithe narrated Visible out on television. Sorry, but not sorry, because then let's admit that with more star power and talent on both sides of the camera than most Emmys, Oscars, and Olympics put together, and yes, I'm talking Billie Jean King, George Takei, Rachel Maddow, Jill Soloway, Greg Berlanti, and a show-stopping Billy Porter, to name a few, Visible is vital viewing for where we were and where we are, and the not always rainbow road of battling discrimination that got so many of our LGBTQ brothers and sisters here. However, when it comes to the show that you have to watch this week, we're sliding over to a crime drama, sticking with a streamer and giving our Valentine's Day love to season 2 of Narcos Mexico.
Ya van a empezar los putazos, don Juan. Los americanos van a tratar de pararnos. pero van a fracasar.
Having left the glorified OG nostalgia trip of the Pablo Escobar seasons of the Netflix drug drama behind last time round, with the shift to our southern neighbor, this second season of Narcos Mexico, and I guess the 5th season of the series overall that launches today on the streamer, is perhaps the harshest, the most violent, and the most pertinent yet, with another outstanding performance from Diego Luna and the DA wrecking ball of vengeance that's led by Halt and Catch Fire's Scott McNary over the killing of his Michael Pena-portrayed colleague last season. There is no need to recite chapter, verse, or lines of cocaine where the bloody 10-episode Eric Newman show-run 1980 set season goes, except to say there's some Iran-Contra in the mix, a small-timer who will later be known as El Chapo, and if you want to see how unchecked cartel bloodshed has rendered Mexico an almost ungovernable nation that had nearly 36,000 murders last year, then the story that Narcos Mexico tells underneath the sex, drugs, and guns is truly a tale for our times where there is nothing romantic about it. So, check out Visible out on television for sure. But if you haven't started binging it already, don't miss Narcos Mexico. It's way more than a small screen sugar high. It's the show you have to watch this week.